My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. We are showing off the new invisible, or the final Black Phantom Invisible. This is the invisible version of that technology right there. I told you, Black Phantoms are dark. They're really dark screens. Even the invisible version of that technology is super, super dark. So this formula has a 5-coat application. Now, the reason why we did 5 coats applications because each coat you put on it makes the screen darker and darker, so it gives you a chance to adjust on how dark you want it. Because, like I said, some people may want it lighter, some people may want it darker. This is not going to be one of the free color code options. It's separate on its own because it does cost a little bit more money to make this stuff. So I've been drinking water, just got up, and starting off already because usually when it comes to testing on this kind of technology, we got to be up early for these. We got 3D mapping testing to do. We got ultra short the floor mapping, 3D mapping to do because this stuff is involved in a lot of 3D mapping applications, a lot. So a lot of companies want to be interested and they want to see if we hit this, we short those on the floor. If we hit this with a 3D mapping, short throw, 3D mapping, long throw, it has to be tested outside. So let's go through quite a bit to see exactly how it's going to react. It should do quite well. It pulled up downstairs in that max out zone on the first try with no problem whatsoever. We were able to hit it with, mostly we hit it with 4,000 lumens because 4 or 5,000 lumens because we're going to make sure how much light is going to penetrate through the screen on the opposite side. And then after that, we'll hit it with the low-end projectors. I think we're definitely going to have some specifications on how low you can go with it on a projector because this is used mainly things are used for business. Majority of most projectors are going to be hitting this thing are going to be quite powerful. So we have to make sure anything we use is not going to be able to penetrate an image on the other side. So I'm getting set up with my speakers and equipment. As I said before, when it comes to doing testing, I have people who think that, and at the end of the day, it's not to be disrespectful what I explained to y'all. If y'all have other things to do, go do them. This is a test demonstration. You don't have to be here for this. This has to be logged on live to show to businesses or people we're doing business with at the end of the day. These are live test demonstrations, so you really don't have to be here for this. You got things to do, go do it. That's what I suggest. You can always watch the video later, but these have to be done live. All tests have to be done live at the end of the day. Whew, so we got a lot of testing. So if you got things to do, you got plenty of time to come back and watch the video. All right, let me get back in here and get what I got to get done. So I'm in the setup process of putting all this stuff together. And as you can see, the screen is physically black. As in all our technology we develop, is black. It's not gray. That's one of the things I see a lot. I'm seeing it a lot of screens claiming to be black screens, and at the end of the day, they're gray. And I see black screens that don't pull proper white levels. There's a whole lot of mess going on. That should be so. Where's my throw tape for that reading camera? Now we don't do meter tests anymore upstairs. So all the products we have up here have been tested in the basement. Anything from Phantoms, everything else we have has been tested in the basement. So we don't have to test anything else up here. The meter test, all meter tests are going to be done in the basement from now on because that's where the most amount of light is going to be at. All right. So right now I'm setting up for my 3D mapping equipment. This is what we're using, Lightform. It's my 3D mapping equipment that I use for doing my 3D mapping demonstrations. That projector is going to be running for applications right now. I forgot what I needed, a short throw lens. I need a short throw lens for something. Oh, yeah, the gamer paint. So the gamer paint we're developing for the Phantom technology. Keep in mind, this is not going to be part of the free color option. This is going to be an independent, which means it's going to be something that's going to be sold on its by itself. That one right there, I'm going to need, I want to put it on a 150-inch screen because that's going to be available in quart sizes only. 48 only. 48 to 150 inch screen. To max that out, I need a 150 inch screen. So that's why I'm doing some shopping right now to see how much it would cost me to get a 150 inch screen installed in the basement for that particular screen. I wonder if I can get a 150 inch screen out the door once I install it, because I want to be to get it outside too. So I'm going to have to do 135 because I need to transfer that inside, outside at the same time, or just get two of them, put one of them outside, one of them inside. I'll figure it out on which ones I need. All right, so right now I'm just installing my camera. So that's all to the back here. Make sure we got all that clicked in because I don't want the camera rising up too high. From there, let me see. How are we coming in? Are we late? Are we locked? Are we coming in? Or are we not locked? We're not locked. Okay. Why are you not locking? All right, let's see what's going on with you. It's not locking for some reason. It's got to come all the way down on it. It's not locking. I don't know why. Is this layout? Is this layout? I've had this. Oh, okay. I've got it. Sorry. Me doing something stupid. All right, so I'm locking the camera in. Trying to keep Mr. Troublemaker away from this area. The minute I start setting up equipment, here he comes. Curious George, want to know what it's all about. Trying to keep him where he needs to be. I believe that plan is up in the house to keep him occupied. Okay, there we go. I couldn't wonder why the camera wasn't laying flat. There we go. That's better. All right, there we go. So we have camera already installed. There's the 3D mapping equipment. That 3D mapping equipment is amazing. So my 3D mapping equipment comes from a company called Lifeform. When I got them, not when they first came out, but right around the time where they actually were coming out. And it did have some bugs and complications with it, but I was able to get it all cleaned up. And I'll get it all done. And I wonder if it's working, because the last time my cat ran through here, snagged one of the cables, and knocked my equipment clean on the ground, which I was really ticked off over that. You don't make money at the end of the day. You can't pay for my equipment when it gets jacked up. So keep his butt out of here. All right. Make sure we got all that down, so that way if we have any issues with him today. All right, we get some juice for this. And we start getting the computer set up over here. So this is the computer that's going to be running everything. Now we're going to have to switch this later on to the short throw projector, because we're going to do a floor display here with that surface right there. And that's what that little nodule is there for, so you can connect them. I ran out of them. I don't even know where to order them from, to tell you the truth. I should just go to a website and see if they have any spare parts or anything I can get. I need a couple more of those for the rest of my projectors. All right. Let's set up the main equipment we're going to need here. Let me bring you guys over here so you can see this. So this is the main equipment we're using to set up right now. Make sure my pants are pulled up a little bit there, because I have a certain individual that's obsessed with that area on my body, which is weird. Very, very weird. But anyway, that's over here, getting all this set up. I'm gonna get me a shirt that says something in the back. We were in the room, I was like, yeah, painter's crack. Everybody says painter's crack. This person's obsessed with that area. He's always got pictures of it. You know, you have to save that on your account in order to keep reprocessing that. So you have that on your account saved. That makes it weird. Now let's move on with that one. Anyway, big deal. So anyway, I'll see people show more than that when I go to the beach. All right, so we got everything set up here. Also, too, like I said, when you're looking at some of these black screens that are supposed to be black, they're not black. They should be matching items in your theater room. My stuff matches my sofa. Everything blends in together. Even my speakers. Here, my speakers right over there. You don't see speakers in here because everything in here is hidden. My subs are behind my sofa. My main sound bar is behind the screen. All this is all acoustic. It's not made for speakers. I'm going to do some demonstrations on this screen. I'm not doing enough demonstrations on the acoustic screen at all. Period. And I got to redo my ceiling because, like I said, I nicked my ceiling a couple of times carrying screens back and forth. So it's still going to be a fan, not fan, it's going to be a Phoenix. I'm keeping it as a Phoenix. So the ceiling has to be touched up a little bit. That's basically about it. I ain't painting the whole thing. I just got to touch it up because I nicked my ceiling a few times. So let's get this thing set up over here with this equipment right here. I was at a form site. I'm always in form site. I stayed bouncing at a form site. I was in our form site. like I said, they talk about everything in there, everything. We talk about everything in there, as long as it's home theater. But we're in there talking about stuff. And keep in mind, so I can explain this to the naysayers really quick. We don't care at the end of the day. We're trying to do demonstrations against our best and latest products. We don't care because at the end of the day, you still haven't backed your product up. And that's what it comes down to. When they do stuff like that, it's anger. They're upset. They're angry. Let's go after what he has. Let's try to, and it's not going to damage nothing, man. I got so many orders stacked up in my account. It's not even funny. Right now, I got stuff coming in on top of stuff coming in because I literally had, because of this, the variant coming in and this, watching this thing, how it's fluctuating, how it's affecting certain things. We've been bulking up on thousands and thousands of dollars of freaking merchandise, bringing it in by as much as possible, just in case, to be ready. Because I don't want to go through the same thing I went through with the whole COVID incident when it first popped up. But you don't affect our orders at all, period. So I explained to them, you do all this for nothing. They're so bent on trying to get back with us. At the end of the day, you haven't still done your test yet. And that's what you have to understand. That's what's hurting you. Not what you're doing to us. It's not hurting us at all because you can't pass any of the tests under Phantom technology or Phoenix technology, anything we develop. Your product can't hold up to it. If you had a real 100% Phantom in there, you would be able to paint the screen with black paint by showing a white level, and the Phantom would produce the highest white level. That's how you would know if you had an actual real Phantom. You can't pass that test, you don't have one. So we're going to have a few people do the exact same test that I just did in the demonstration to show you. That's how you know you got a real Phantom. Not a copycat, not a bootleg, nothing. We're going to put certain signature things that we can do on certain screens to show that if it doesn't do that, it's not ours at the end of the day. So that puts an end to all your fake demonstrations. That's done in the door. Now, instead of you worrying about what I'm doing and what I'm making, you need to get your act together and make your product live on YouTube so everybody can see that your product's not black and white paint. Until then, I checked my numbers on that digital and crystal screen paint, free paint. We checked the numbers on that page. That page is up to about 8,000 hits already. There are people coming in and making that product now. Doesn't affect us at all. As I showed you downstairs, we got that huge, massive display where we show you that 106-inch side-by-side to the digital screen paint to your products. It doesn't match our screen in any way whatsoever. So we're not fazed by giving out that item for free. But you, on the other hand, you should be worried. That's going to cut into your sales like crazy. But you're going to have to be to back your product. At the end of the day, it teaches you a lesson. It teaches you to do your test correctly, stop cutting corners, and back your product. That's what it teaches you. You learn a valuable lesson because it wasn't me. It'd have been somebody else that did it to you. This is business at the end of the day. You want to be a hobbyist? No. This is a business. This is not a hobby. This is a business. This is what you have to expect. That's why we test our products. That's why we put them through such rigorous, crazy testing. Because at the end of the day, we know there's going to be somebody like me on the other end doing the exact same thing. There you go. Stop cutting them corners. Now you see how my screens match my speakers? See that? This is what I'm talking about. This is why we know when we're looking at a screen, we're saying that screen's not black. That screen should blend into anything black you have in your environment. It should pick up with no problem. See how everything blends together? That's the first thing we do. When we look at a screen that's claiming to be black, we look at the speakers. We're not looking at your screen. We're staring at objects in the environment. If you pull all your speakers and everything, if there's nothing in that room black to match that screen, then that's another indicator you're hiding something. That's what we look for. Then we stare at the screen. And one of the things I look at with the screens is I don't look at your contrast levels. I'm looking at your white levels when I'm staring at your screen. So that's how I know when I saw the first one. The one screen he does have that actually is a physical black screen is the ultra black. The problem with the ultra black is white levels are extremely bad. I noticed there were no test demonstrations. We did research his screen. We did realize that there's no white level test demonstrations. There's no white screens behind the screen comparing the white levels on a much larger level. He didn't do it at low lumens. He didn't do it at distance throw. He didn't do it at certified screens. There's a lot of tests missing off that screen. A lot of them. So, yeah. It was having problems already with the lights on. So we already knew from there was issues with that. So a lot of things that was missing. And one of the things that is missing off the black screen, you never compared the black paint. That's very important. The pour out, you would pass with no problem because the screen is physically black that you have. The problem you have is you're going to have to show a difference between that and black paint, which means you're going to have to paint one side of your screen black and the other side with the other product. You're going to have to use black vinyl, black fabric, everything we had, chalk paint, spray paint, everything you have to go against that screen. to make sure that it doesn't match any of those elements that are going to be landing against that screen. That's what you're trying to do. Other tests you're going to have to do that you completely missed when you did the demonstration, when you integrated 3 different screen paints to make a reaction from one. You're going to have to do a breakdown on that bad boy, and that is going to be a nightmare for you. Like I told you at the end of the day, you have to be able to prove to the customer why are they painting 4 applications to a surface. Why? When everybody else is doing 1. What's the difference between yours and what's the difference between theirs? Because they do 1 application, you do 4. You can't just go on because you say blah, 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 blah. No, that's not enough. You have to show actual physical proof why the first, second, and third application somehow react to the last application. You're going to have to show that. And in order to do that, you're going to have to make a copy. Go to Home Depot, make a copy of the last application. Set that to the side. Go back, put your first application, your second application in, and then put your last application in. You have to skip one of them and show if it shows a difference in between the 2 screens. Now, if the screen you got from Home Depot shows a less of reaction to the one you have the 2 applications attached to it with the final, that pretty much shows that, yeah, it's some change. It does cause a reaction in between to cause that last final surface to change a little bit to make it different from the one you got from Home Depot. You're going to have to break that down from 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to have to go 1, 2, 3, final application. And then you're going to have to show them back side by side to show there's no difference. You can't talk that through. You have to show it. So that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to show them why and the reason why it reacts that way. And the reason why I tell you why it doesn't react that way, because all you're doing is just adding layers of paint on it. That none of those products are doing anything. The only one that's doing the actual physical work is the first application, last application. 1, 2, and 3 is doing jack nothing at all, period. 1's not even a proper primer. If it was a primer application, it comes on too thin. It shows too much of the surface pushes through. That's even through 1 and 2. In that application, you see the surface pushing through. You see cracks and lines in the screen. It's still pushing through. It's still visible. So that shows that it's not used as a primer to begin with. So I don't know what the application for that would even begin to be with. If we're going to break it down on that level, you want to talk about how you get on camera and you talk about, all this physical stuff. No, you don't know jack, buddy. You don't know jack at all. I can tell by watching your demonstrations, you're not educated well in that field at all, period. Especially by the little cookie cutter screens you got out back. That tells you right there that no. Anybody else would have had that kind of land, would have built something huge out there, massive, to display it on a massive level. You don't need to do that. So that tells you right there you're afraid of your product. But getting back to the application process, you don't have a reason why. Now, this right here is a multi-application process. This does, on this technology, gives you a chance to adjust how dark you want the screen. So each one of those applications serve a purpose. Now, they'll still all be able to maintain a high white level, contrast, and color. It's the visibility is what it allows you to do. So some people want the screen darker, some people want it lighter. So instead of you spraying a jet black surface onto your window or your glass, this thing will give you the chance to adjust how dark you want it. But they all react the same way. They all produce color, they all produce contrast. It's just certain one, it's just gonna be, one's gonna be lighter, allow you to see more through, and one's gonna allow you to see less through. That's the purpose of that application. Now I can spray that on multiple sheets and I can show you that easily. That's not hard to do. But what you just explained in your demonstration, you cannot back up. You're just speaking it just for the sake of speaking it. And at the end of the day, I told you people what my theory was. And I bet you my theory is 100% right. The reason why, we're doing a setup right now. So this is not the actual video. We're doing actual setup. I'm going to show you some stuff, but this is the setup we're doing right now. So I got time to come here and play a little bit. The reason why I think he put that in there is because I said before, at the end of the day, him and Crow's products look exactly alike. So he has to put something different in there to show that his product is different. No, his product is 1 code application, mine's 4 code application, and he tells you why the 4 code application has to be installed in, and the difference between the screens and how they react. Blue, 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 bull. Unless you can back that up and show us why that is actually needed, it's bull crap at the end of the day. That's what it is. Sorry, but that's what it is. Because in every forum site that I bumped into when I posted that video, the first thing they said was, well, what's the purpose between the first one, the second one, and the third one? How does that react to the last one? That's the question people are bringing up. Why do you even need to do that when somebody can just come and go, done? What is the purpose of that? That's why if you look at Goose Screen had primer, screen paint, and finisher. All three of those needed. The primer was to prime the surface to get it ready for the physical screen you're going to put on, and the finisher was to put the protective coating so your screen doesn't get damaged. There you go. That's the purpose of that. But you don't have a purpose, so you're going to have to do a demonstration backing up why, and you're going to have to break that down now so everybody can see why that's needed. Now, say if he does the Home Depot matches the last final screen. Say he puts that up there, right? So he puts the puts only one application in, one of those applications in, and he puts the finisher on. He skips one, and he skips 2 and 3. He skips that application, right? And he goes from 1, and he goes from the final, and he puts both of them up. And for some reason, his screen is showing a different reaction than the paint he got from Home Depot matching the first application. If it's showing a different, where this side is coming out with a poor color and the other one's coming out with a fantastic color, and then he puts all applications in and the other one shows an amazing color and the other one shows poor application, now you just proven that's the reason why you have to put in those other applications, so that way the screen can react a certain way. And nobody can duplicate your product due to the fact that they would have to put in that application in order to do that. You see what I'm getting at here? But if you can't back that up, it's just basically talk. That's what I'm talking about. That's when I watch people's demonstrations. This is what's going through my head. It isn't, oh, wow, so-and-so. No, that's what's functioning through my head at the same time. I've been in this business for over 12 years. I've seen just about everything you could possibly think of when it comes to screen paint products. So yes, it's going to be a question that's going to pop up in my head. You're not dealing with the person who's going to sit there and go, oh, okay, let's see. No, you're going to deal with somebody that's going to break it all down for you and say, no, this is what I need to see from this. Because when you're dealing with company contracts, these are people that are not at the end of the day are going to ask you dumb questions. They're going to ask you very highly intelligent questions. They're going to have people in there that have higher IQs than you. They're going to ask you the strangest questions you ever heard. And they'll say, well, does it work this way? Does it work that way? Can you do it this way? What about this projector? How about that? So they're going to ask all the things. If you cut corners, you're going to fail. And I've already been through several of those before. I've been through ones where they've flown us down, and I literally had to make the ingredients. One of the ingredients we're making in front of them had an NDA attached to it, non-disclosure agreement. We had to make it right in front of them, and they did that demonstration in a fully lit environment. Blew that place up. We walked right through it like it was nothing, because in our demonstrations, we're used to being a lot of high intense light, and we're used to using crappy projectors in our demonstrations. They pulled out this freaking 4K projector, like, that's going to be easy. I'm going to cakewalk through this thing in no time at all. But as you can see, we can have a 4,000 lumen projector downstairs on a gray screen, and it's not going to pick up next to a black screen correctly. See, doesn't make a difference with the caliber projector they put in there. It's probably going to have is being able to pull those levels. And keep in mind, all that hiding away from contrast levels and fully lit maxed out environments, you're going to show at contrast levels, and you will. And if your screen doesn't do exactly what it's shown in the demonstration, man's going to walk over to you, he's going to hand you an envelope, that's going to be your ticket. Go home. Don't even speak. Don't leave. Just get out. You're an embarrassment. That's what's going to happen. That's why it pays to do your test. But as for that multi-port application, yeah, you got to back that up, buddy. You got to go in. You got to do that whole demonstration again. You got to break that whole thing down and show why that's needed in there. My theory is the reason why you need it in there, because you need to separate your application from Crow. That's what I think. That's why you have it in there, because y'all products are alike. I guarantee you, once your shopping cart's open and I get that stuff down here, and I do a side-by-side, and we're in the process of already ordering Crow's product right now. We're in the process of ordering the Cinemax, the Hydrant, and we need the Personal. Now, I told you the reason why we need the Personal, because we're out. We don't have any of it left. That sample sheet downstairs is pretty beat up. We've had it for quite some time. And some people say, well, once you make it, you guys know how to make the product. Yeah, we do know how to make the product. But that is not fair at the end of the day. We need the physical product from him down here in a box. That way we don't have any complaints about saying, oh, it's not my stuff. You guys made it. No, we'll have it here in the box. Open it up. Boom. Show the containers and everything. It came from him. That's why we need it down here. We need it down here to test it against the digital and crystal screen paint, because we gave him an opportunity to review the product. He denied. He didn't want to do it. We got no confirmation from him. So we're going to do the test ourselves. We want to see how close it comes to digital and crystal screen paint, which is a free paint we give out free on the website. And we also want to see how his product combines with his, how close they come together. Now, already I told you we saw in one of the video demonstrations where we saw the app, we read through the application. The average customer is not going to be able to get through that. No, they're not going to be able to read through that crap and go, what the freak? They're not going to be able to understand it. It's going to be complicated. So sometimes we'll make something complicated to make it sound like it's a very difficult, complex product or complex formula. So they'll make it complicated. you're just going to confuse your customers. You're really going to confuse them at the end of the day. They're not going to go near it because they're afraid you're going to mess it up. They paid money for it. They don't want to screw it up. You made it difficult for yourself on that one. So reading that, watching the application, I still don't understand why you have it where you want someone to paint a line across the screen. So you got to pour a line across the screen. It has to be 3 inches wide. So what the customer spills over and he goes to 5 inches or 6 inches, that little bit of edge in there can cause a customer to go, boom, I messed my screen up because now I got too much paint on here. It says right here I have to do 3 inches. You have people like that will sit there and freak out because they basically physically put a couple more inches over. They'll freak out over that. Now, this is a problem I have with that right there. If we're going to break things down, you're suggesting for the customer to take a line of paint and go from A to B, right? What if they want to paint that to the wall? What if they have a stationary screen? My screen in my Japanese theater room is stationary. It's 135 inches. You're not dragging it off the wall, and you're definitely not laying it on the floor. I don't have enough room on the floor to lay that thing down to begin with. So it's a stationary screen. It has to stay in that spot when I paint it. If I'm a customer, how would I do this if your requirement is that screen has to lay flat to paint it? Some people have motorized projection screens that are professionally installed. They don't know how to take them things down. So how are they going to go about doing this? So in order for someone to use your product, they have to paint it as it's laying flat. So how does that work? Someone wants to paint it to a wall at the end of the day. They just want to paint the entire wall. So I said, I don't know even why you put that in there. You didn't really think things through when you did that to begin with. But as I said before, you're going to have to show the difference on that product, and you're going to have to show the difference of why those applications are needed. And for what I saw after watching the paint on demonstration, after you painted the product, you took the exact same product that you painted in that application, stuck it underneath your fireplace, and I didn't notice it at first. The first time I remember when you sent me some challenge, you had all your windows blocked, you had this, that, and the other, you were just doing the whole cookie cutter scenario. I never looked at the wall near the fireplace. I don't know why I didn't pick it up, because I usually pick up stuff like that. And then I watched your demonstration again where you're showing the application. I remember that when I saw the screen the first time, I saw you had it set up to the 120 or 100-inch motorized projection screen. But then I look at the wall and I go, gee whiz, the wall is almost the same color as the screen. I wonder how close that would be if he pulled that projector out and he showed them side by side. And that's what I noticed, that when you did the cookie cutter demonstration, you took that screen up under the fireplace, I saw the splash over hit your wall. And that's when I said, they're both the same. So at the end of the day, you just showed in one of your demonstrations that the 4 application needed to paint your screen doesn't need to be there. Because at the end of the day, somebody can just match your wall or just get any gray screen paint at the end of the day and do the exact same thing. As a matter of fact, they can just take the first coat and just do the first same thing. They don't need the other 3. It's not necessary. Because I'm pretty sure when you painted your theater room, you didn't do the same process that you did in the theater room that you did on your screen. See where you messed up right there? There you go. There you go. So that's what I'm talking about. When we go to the performance sites, they break everything down. I throw my stuff in there because I'm curious to see how the reaction for my stuff. And my stuff comes out with good reviews. We don't cut corners out here. Yeah, but I noticed that. I've seen that already from the door coming. Now look at the color of your screen. When you started painting it, I was like, oh snap, this thing looks just like Crow's product. It looks like, I would say, the Frankenstein. It looks a lot like the Frankenstein. As a matter of fact, we got to put an order in for that too. I forgot that too. We got to put an order in for the Frankenstein. Now, the reason why we're doing that, we're not testing none of this gray screen paint products about what we have up here. He'll never pass anything we have up here. It's not. It matches the Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. We're matching it against the Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. That's what we're putting it against. And we're going to put a Partay's product as soon as the shopping cart opens up, because for some reason his shopping carts are closed. They're not open. We got the other guy over here. We can't place orders to him because he cancels his orders right from the door. So we have to pay somebody to go in and do that. The same thing we were doing before. That's what we got to do now. So that's what we're going with them. Yeah. So at the end of the day, they just need to do their demonstrations. That's it. So we're plugging up some juice. We got all this juice coming in from. Some juice. We need some juice. So for this setup right here, shoot, we got enough cord for this. All right, we need an extension cord for that one. All right, so let me show you real quick. So we'll be setting up here for these tests. You don't, like I said, take note. Watch how it's done, because you don't do these tests at all. This is for projecting and mapping, and also to front and rear technology. Anytime we get one of these screens, and I saw Jamie try to duplicate one of these screens one time, and it was the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. First, he thought it was frost paint. He actually went up to Home Depot and got frost paint. Didn't realize that the screen was a really dark gray. Messed up on that. Tried to delete that video. We actually have it on live stream of him deleting his video and then putting it back in. Got busted on that. The Phantom version of this technology takes direct sits from the sun, which we showed that over and over again, outside, 12 o'clock, whatever. We didn't do any of those demonstrations at all. He tried to do one, we tried to set it in the windowsill, but you can clearly see that the sunlight was across the street, wasn't physically hitting his house because his house was shaded on his side, but I don't know where he came up with that one. And that technology is designed to be peeled, which means when the person gets done, take it down and they're done with it. Now, in those demonstrations we showed up on that screen, none of that was ever demonstration at all. And then he did it on some small little tiny screen. I don't know if that's 2x2 or 1x1 screen. This is an 80-inch screen at 235.1. This is custom cut for a 235.1 setup. That's why it has the professional stands on it. This was all customized for me for my setups in here. I got another one I'm actually doing pretty soon. I'll be doing a 100-inch pretty soon for upstairs because I want one of these up against my wall. The front projection of this technology, this screen works in two different ways. It has front desk like freaking TVs. These things are crazy looking in front projection, or you can project them in rear. So when we do these tests, majority of most people that will buy this by gallons and gallons are people that are using it for 3D mapping applications. So that's why we have 3D mapping equipment out here right now to run those tests. And we had to do a floor 3D mapping application because I've seen them where they'll actually coat the floor with this stuff and they'll actually have projectors set up to 3D map the floor to bring the floor to light. So that's what that equipment's for right there. And then we have to be outside today. If it doesn't rain, we have to be outside today. And this screen, it's going to be mounted outside to that deck while it's raining, snowing, sleeting, whatever. And we'll have a projector sitting up there pushing right through it the entire time. That's the kind of testing that screens have to go through. That's what I love about having those nice screens outside, because those screens outside sit outside 24/7. They're out right now. I got the screens outside right now. We have them. We'll go out there and take a look at them. We have them in rain, sleet, snow, whatever weather we got. That's what I like about Philadelphia, because the weather changes out here. And those screens go through all that beating. By the next year we come up, we fire them right back up again. To answer your product is weatherproof if it hasn't been outside for a year. That technology has been outside for a year. Some of these more. Phantom, Phoenix. Well, actually, not the Phantom. Phantom's been outside for you, but Phantoms are weatherproof because we submerge those bad boys in water anyway. The Phoenix are weatherproof because they've been out there. That screen's been out there longer because it's an older screen paint. Well, now it's more of the it's not the latest, but it's actually next to the latest screen paint. It has been out there all year round. So you can't come up and have somebody tell me, "Oh, your product's weatherproof." Show me where it's weatherproof. You can watch on my camera, you can watch the seasons change in the background. Let's set my speakers up and stuff, because I want to get this thing fired up. And we got to run a fire stick through. Oh, what are we running a fire stick through? I think we got everything here. Hold on a minute, people. Let me show you what's going on back here. So we got to run the back of this projector. We need to run a fire stick through that right there, through that adapter. Also, too, real quick, for those who've been asking me about the adapter on hooking up your game system, as I said before, if you want to run your game system through a projector, say your projector doesn't have an HDMI port on the back of it, I don't care about that. These have HDMI ports. These had two, but I can always turn one to an extra HDMI port if I need it. I turn my VGA sometimes an HDMI port. Now, these particular projectors, when you're dealing with this particular model right here, sound on these projectors do not project. They project with a projector, but you can't get them to go through another source like your speakers over here. So when I first got this, I was thinking, okay, gee whiz, I can't run my speaker system through this. I'm going to have to get something that's going to have some kind of receiver output like the Xbox system has, the optical output, or I'm about to get me an independent receiver. Now, instead of going through all that, spending all that money, all you got to do is go get one of these adapters right here. Now, this adapter right here will have your HDMI port, and it'll have your audio port right there. That will turn your VGA into an HDMI, and they run, I've done them side by side on the Sony DPO FA30s, one running VGA, one running HDMI. You can't tell one from the other. The signals on these things are quite remarkable. But I can run my audio through here, bypass all this, and run it through there. Now, these particular adapters right here are fantastic for older projectors. If you want to basically put in an HDMI port for a VGA, just put some extra HDMI ports in if you want, but this will not work with your gaming system. It won't read it. So this is what you have to get. You got to put all new neon lights in the kitchen because my cat, and put some extra ones in it too. My cat decided to get up one day and say, I could do a better job, and tore my lights out. It could be worse, you know what I mean? All right, so this is what you want to get. Help you out a little bit here. Even the naysayers, I'm helping you out too. Keep in mind, you come here and you watch this channel on here, you know you hate me. I still help you out at the end of the day because I'm pretty sure you're copying what I'm doing and going out and looking out for yourself. That's what you want. This is called U-Green. This is going to allow you to run your Xbox and all that cool stuff. You have an older projector. You don't want to go out and spend the money for a newer projector. This is what's going to help you out. This is what I'm using to run my PS4 through. My other one was damaged and I kept forgetting to go get another one, and I bought this one right here. This is what you want right here. That's the company. They work out fantastic. I use them all the time when I'm running my PS4 outside. The signal was fantastic because I run my PS4 outside on Wi-Fi, and it still have no problem with the system cutting on and off. I damaged the last one by accident. I did something really stupid. So we're going to use that one at the bottom because for the 3D mapping, there's no sound in 3D mapping. You're going to have to basically there's no sound in 3D mapping at all, period. So we don't need to have sound for that. So that right there, that unit right there is for 3D mapping. That's the company right there. There's their camera. This is going to turn this projector into a 3D mapping projector. Now they have several different forms. They have a projector physically by itself where you won't need all of this, but the problem with the projector, it's only 1,000 lumens. I can't do anything with it. But this particular unit right here, this is around $1,000. Probably cheaper now, probably about 9 or 8 now. But this unit right here will allow you to turn any projector you want into a 3D mapping projector. I can turn that into a 3D mapping projector, anything I want. I can do 235.1 on a projector designed for that and turn that into 3D mapping. This is why I bought this. This is pretty easy to set up. There's your camera. That's going to be doing all the scanning right from there. That's your main box right there. You can run about multiple cameras that you want. See the outputs for multiple cameras. I might get a couple more cameras in different directions. There is for your HDMI cable for there. And there's your power cord. That's it. That's all you need. On the other hand, your PC is not connected to this in any way whatsoever. I'm running it through Wi-Fi. So you can run it through Wi-Fi or you can run it through hard cable. Last time I was running through hard cable, I had to run like 50 feet of cable upstairs from the box all the way downstairs because I freaking had it. Now I have it running completely Wi-Fi. Now, if your account, you can access your account through a laptop, so you want to lug that to a laptop, tablet, whatever you want. That's what I love about it. But yeah, every place I checked around to get some reasonable 3D mapping equipment, everybody wanted so much money. Now, I see people down this 3D maps on one side. You're going to need about 2 or 3 more. Every time you hit a different section, you're going to need multiple projectors to do that. And 3D mapping equipment. So we're going to run this through here. This is the fire stick over here. So right now we're running our fire stick through because we need the fire stick for a separate application for that one. And then we need the 3D mapping for that one. We're using both at the same projector. All right, let me see. We need to run a power line through that. Oh. And we need extension cord. We need an extension cord. I need extension cord. I need extension cord definitely for this. As a matter of fact, let me just get a long cable for that one. I don't think I can connect it upstairs. Woo! Woo! After I set all this equipment out, I gotta go upstairs. I gotta shave because I'm caveman in it, and I gotta do some clothes shopping because I got to be out of the house. Apparently, I got a doctor's appointment coming up, so time to clean up. Time to come out of caveman. All right, let's see. Let's pump it up over here. And it's funny. A lot of people realize this, but everything I had on was brand new at one point. All my clothes, I bought a whole bunch of clothes, all brand new. But then I work. I don't have to see anybody at the end of the day. It's just me and the cat and God. That's it. So really don't care. But I'll buy brand new clothes. I'll put them aside because just in case for emergencies, if I have to go to the hospital or I have to leave the house, I have brand new clothes upstairs. But then I do dumb stuff. Like I go, come in, all new gear, and I'll say, well, I'm just going downstairs to do a little painting. Ain't no way I'm going to mess it up. And every time I mess it up. I'm going to do some shopping right now in a few minutes because I have to be out for a couple of days to take care of some business. But other than that, yeah. And I bought this new mask called Razor. You ever seen these things? Oh, yeah, I don't play around with that whole mask thing. I don't buy them cheap masks, nothing. My mask is like $500. I bought a Razor. You ever seen them masks before? I had to go on an order list to get one of this bad boy. That's when it first came out. This mask is a bad boy. I mean, amazing. Has freaking amplifier system so I can talk through. It has the LED lights on the side. Oh, I love this thing. It's so beautiful. I can get it in different colors. I got mine in black. I'm going to do a Darth Vader amp. We can change out the firmware on it, so I can basically change out my voice changer on it. It has a purifying system. Now, these things are 95 watt or something. They're already made by that company. These things are not cheap. So you take this sucker off when you get done and you stick it into the unit, right? And the unit purifies it. You close the top of it, goes around it, that UV light, whatever, and it purifies that mask. These things are sick. I saw them when I first came out. It's a company called Razor. I'll put a link at the bottom. You can look at them. They probably go pick one up, but they had them on pre-order. I grabbed one of those bad boys. That thing is sick. With me having this whole lung issue, I ain't playing around with that. I'm sorry. I understand the mask work, but at the end of the day, I gotta have something a little bit more of a comfort zone when I walk outside that house. This thing is banging. I got mine in all black, so it blends in. I gotta pick up my peak coat too. My peak coat and my winter gear. It blends in all my gear. Everything matches in black, but it's sweet. I love it. And it has a soft glow light that comes across it that comes on and off. Oh my goodness, man. I was like, yep. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. All right, I shared it. I saw them on Facebook at first, and I want to check them out to the background. The company is legit. All right, let's see what we got going on here. We got all this fired up. This is running. We got to run the cords through. Yeah, look at all the wires running. Taco, like, oh my God, so many cords, so many cords. All right, Taco. All right, so we got the sound bar running through. Then we got to hook up our subs over here. All this stuff is connected in here. This is for 3D mapping right here for this section. This is here for the Fire Stick. We need a cord to plug in for the monitor and for getting ready for the, make sure we got this because we don't want to be losing these things. Make sure we got all our cords and cables pulled up a little bit. I don't want any temptation for Cat. There is no temptation as it is. It's your fault. You put it. Why blame me? This is attitude. Why blame me? Your fault. That's my fault. Right, an extension cord for that and there. That's what we need. Let's see, the extension cord for Fire Stick plugged in. We can use extension cord for the sub. This at the same time. I get all this stuff later on. This man's toys are everywhere. Okay, so this is for extension cord. This right here is for the monitor. And we need one for the sub. I'll come in and clean this up later because I'll triple this myself and check it out. That one. And this one. From here to here. And from here to here, we run that back through there. We got the sound for the sound bar. This is wire system for upstairs for the acoustic screens upstairs. I take some of my stuff apart upstairs. We're going to be down here for a while for a couple days. We need an adapter for that. This is an extender, so we need an adapter for that. Where are the extra? I don't even know why. Oh yes, let's go through this one. I don't run it away. Okay, I'm glad I had one here in this next somewhere. I'm surprised he's not walking around right now. He's usually moving about. Where are you, Taco? He's usually moving around somewhere. Always moving about somewhere. Mr. Taco. Mr. Taco de Nerio, the stereo. The stereo, the stereo. Alright, you gotta have a cable on this somewhere. Oh man, I gotta pull out the pile. I hate pulling out the pile. What the heck is going to cords, literally 50 cords every freaking day. Every time I order something, I got one of these cords. Oh, I'm not throwing out the pile. I don't know what's in there. Every day. I got some cords laying around the house. I'm gonna go grab them. All right. You guys gotta stay here. I apparently gotta take a journey. I'm missing one little cord. I have them all over the house. For some reason, I don't have any in there. I'm not pulling out that pile of wires. But I'm sitting on that nonsense today. Ugh. One little of that. There we go. There we go. You're gonna have to be my rope. I think rope. I tell you that much. Now, those of you who have been waiting for tracking numbers, let me tell you something right now. We're going to have to, hopefully I want to ship out this Saturday. We're going to try as many as we can. We're going to get them out for Saturday. As I told you before, that there's a new little feature that's popping up. Like I said, anybody who runs a business is seeing some little small ripple effects. That's why I said we've been bulking up, buying it. I just came in from Uline. I dropped $1,000 over there for more containers. Called United States Postal Service, put another order for another stack of boxes to come in. Been bulking up on tape, black wrap, everything we get our hands on. And the reason why we're not hoarding, we're just making sure we have enough in, because I do not want to go through what I went through last time. I'm not saying we're going to have that kind of shutdown or lockdown. That's not going to happen, because right now, like I said, I can't afford it. Nobody else can afford it either at the end of the day. But things are going to have hiccups in here and there, and you're going to have a few hiccups. And I want to make sure that my customers are taken care of. So that's why we're bulking up on everything, because you had delays that I'm worried about. That's more about the delay issues. Because already, my tea's not here. I ordered tea about a week ago. I think, thank God I got some of my tea in, but I'm a big tea drinker, those of you know. And I ordered a bulk of tea, a couple big boxes. They're not here. They're still showing that they're not coming through or whatever's going on. So usually what I do is I go to Amazon. I give them a couple of days, like 4 or 5 days, see what happens, because anything can be pop up. And if it doesn't come through, I cancel the order. I go back and reorder again because I need my freaking tea at the end of the day. So, you know, I got some here. God bless me to have some tea here, but my lemon tea, red zinger, and my Earl Grey and all my other teas I like to drink are not here. And I'm thinking that I ordered some stuff. Like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to have more tea in this. And I realized, yeah, it's probably on delay. I ordered my trash bags twice, but you're not going to have that problem here because now, like I said, I'm doing more research on that detail tracking. That detail tracking is freaking amazing. I'm still getting... That's why I said you got it. I'm going to show you a tutorial. It's very easy to do. You go into UPS, you set up a basic account. It doesn't have to be a business account. And then when you basically put your tracking number in, you'll see a little box that'll come up that says tracking history. You click on that. That will give you detailed updates on your text message and on your phone on exactly where your package is at. If that sucker gets delayed, at least you're not sitting there staring at a screen that says in transit. You can literally see where your package is at. That's what I love, because I put that in for everybody's packages. So now I'm getting these multiple notifications, probably like the package is here, it's there, it's there. And say my package gets stuck, I can call and say, hey, look, so and so and so, get my account information, and boom, I can track your packages, where it's at, and where it needs to be at. That's what I need to start doing. I think I'm going to start investing more money in tracking where my packages are at when I ship them out, because I want to be able to locate these things anywhere they're at on the planet. Boy, I wish I could had enough money to invest in GPS technology, because that'd be nice, but that'd be wrong. That'd be kind of weird. But it'd be kind of nice because I can track the package where it wants to be at. But you don't want a package shown to your door with a GPS device installed into it. But then again, since I do know where you live at anyway, because you have to put your shipping information anyway in order to make the package. Either way, we'll figure it out. Like I said, but I would like to have something I can track this package anywhere it's at on the globe. So I need to do some research. So already I'm doing research on basically different ways of shipping out. I like United States Postal Service because it's free and it's flat rate shipping. But if I can work out a way where I can work with other companies and get a good deal, I would go with them. So that way I can have a little bit of everything. So that's what we're going to start working on next, to try to better the way things are shipped out. I'm already doing research on how we ship them out. You see, we use that black wrap. Hey, I see you already on camera. Get away from there. Yeah, I see you. I told you he couldn't resist. I hide up underneath there and do something stupid. But as I said before, I invest in that black wrap. You know what that black wrap does? That black wrap that we put on there, if your package just happens to open up, and that's going to be rare because we seal these things. There's actually a seal, a rubber seal that goes around the top of your lid. Did you know that? That when we squeeze that on top of it, it locks it in? Yeah, some little tricks and stuff I learned. You can get it open, but like I said, at the end of the day, it keeps locked and sealed. So what it does is, the reason why we put that seal, we heat it up. When I put that tape, when the tape starts off at the top, and I wrap it up like that, we call that the cap. So what happens is when I push down on that and I hit it with that heat seal, that tape pushes up underneath your cap, causes a vacuum seal around your container that causes it to lock in. We melt it into your case, into your whatchamacallit, so that way it seals. But what that black seal does is it's like having a giant plastic bag over your product that seals in. So if your container is, like, say, weirdly opened up, which would be rare, that paint would be contained inside of that black seal. That's what that seal is for. So you wouldn't have anything leaking out of the box. You wouldn't have anything I'm going here, there. Yeah, all that stuff. I did all that research to make sure that my customers are taken care of. So that's the extent that I go through. But these naysayers, I make one announcement about, okay, packages got a hiccup. They want to go, oh, he's not going to deliver your package. He's doing this, he's doing that. Man, we do more stuff in shipping than you do in a lifetime. I pay for all orders going in and out, whether or not they cost me $107, $130, $180. I pay for all shipping overseas. Then I go and I spend the extra money for the packaging, boxing. I got demonstrations of me dropping containers off 11-foot balconies, which I have over there testing containers, whether they leak or not, whether we invest the money or not. A couple of neighbors caught me kicking a box down the middle of my driveway. Thought I was mad at a ship. Like, no, we're testing the box, whether or not how much bleeding it can take. That shows you that the packing stuff I'm investing in, if it's basically worth my money that I'm actually putting into it. I invested in these special black seal containers or seals. So basically, if the paint leaks out or something happens, that we have to worry about that. All this stuff is tested to make sure, even down through shipping items out, to make sure they get there without having any problems. I even have stuff where I drop stuff on top of stuff to make sure that if they can go through this kind of beating, they're going to be to make it from A to B. And they got fragile stickers literally littered all over top of them. And we go down there, we mark them as fragile. When we go to the post office, they're marked as fragile. When I had the incident with the drop box and packages didn't go out, went down there, had my friend take care of it, talked to them back on the phone, updated my shipping information, and then went in and suggested all packages for here on in be scanned. So that way from the door, you wouldn't have to wait for a tracking number to be sitting there waiting to be scanned. It'd be done right from the door. So like I said, I take the effort out. And the additional $100 to $150 that I pay my driver, which helps her out too, which I don't mind doing it anyway, to pay to make sure your packages get there instead of me waiting for the United States Postal Service to pick up my items. And it's not just them; other companies do it too. They don't pick up on time either. So I do all that to make sure you guys are taken care of. And every time I come on here and I give you a bulletin about what's going on, here comes happy-go-lucky freaking naysayers running their mouths about blah, 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 blah. And what happens? At the end of the day, my table's clear, is it not? Your tracking numbers are activated, are they not? Okay. I sit there and tell you on camera every time. I said, it's going to be taken care of, it's going to be done, as we've been doing it since day one. You will have your packages, as always. This time we're doing something a little different because now I'm investing a little bit more time and money in tracking packages. And I wonder if I could get that GPS device. I'm curious about that because I know they do it on big cargos. Cargos that cost a certain amount, $1,000. I remember I was ordering something. I think it was a projector. It's something that I didn't need. It was like a $15,000 projector, and they suggested for me to have a GPS tracking device on the box for that projector. And also too helps with insurance too. Yeah, I'm gonna start investing in that next. Basically, being able to do. I know they have it there. You just have to ask for it. They have advanced tracking, but if I can pay. If I have something that where companies can pay money for that advanced, like that really good tracking, that's what I want. Because I want to be able to track a package anywhere it lands. I like that feeling of having those notifications popping up on my emails of my customers' packages and knowing where they're at all time. I like that feeling. And I want to continue that. That's what we're doing that from now on. Anytime your packages come through, we're going to run them right through that system. So that way we have detailed tracking on your equipment, on your stuff, and we suggest you do the same thing too. So good way to go. All right, the messy wires. Look at the wire mess. Look at this. Look at the mess of wires. We want to clean all this up because he's already tempted. Yeah, I saw his tail going behind here. It's like watching Godzilla wreck a small city. Except for the cat. Oh, this theory, real quick. The cucumber. What is the deal with this? I mean, I bought a cucumber the other day, and I see this on YouTube. These cats jumping all over the place over a cucumber. I think that's fake at the end of the day. I'm sorry. I don't know. Man, they're spooked over. If an animal, and mind you, animals have instincts to pick up on things that we don't even know about. Like if you got something walking around in your house that's not supposed to be there, God forbid at the end of the day, and your animal's acting kind of funny, barking, carrying, or whatever. Well, I thought that was my cat for a minute, sitting up there for a minute. That's a reflection coming off on my window. Then there's something in your house at the end of the day. If somebody, you could be sitting there watching TV, and I've seen people, when your dog stands up and he goes into that alert mode, there are people that will sit there and watch TV and tell their dog to shut up. You're a freaking idiot at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, your dog knows there's something going on outside that you can't pick up that he can pick up. So I watch my cat's reaction. When I sit up there and I'm sitting there watching a little TV, my cat will sit right up there in that window right there. If he moves, I can tell if he moves a certain way, or way he shifts his body, or he looks up in alert mode, there's somebody outside my door. That's a friend that flip my cell phone on, look at my cameras, and none of my cameras are triggering off. It's probably a bird or something like that, but they give off certain ways they trigger how they react. And your dog sits up and starts staring around and goes into that attack mode, you need to get up and go grab something, go take care of your head of your business. Because at the end of the day, it could be somebody outside the door, or somebody come visit, whatever. But at least, watch your animals, how to react. So I'm watching these demonstrations with these animals running away from cucumbers. I'm thinking, like, if these animals are terrified of a cucumber, is this something we should be eating at the end of the day? So I bought one, and he has no reaction to it. Actually, he beat the daylights out. He was playing with it. So I don't know. I tried to put it, I mean, not to be cruel, but I'm just curiosity. I put him a big plate of chicken right here. I put it right next to him. He turned around, he looked at him, walked around it. I don't care. But yeah, here we go. I'm fazed by this. I'm surprised he's not around here. He actually plays with this. Is his toy. Right there. He'll go right to his food dish and eat. Don't even care. As a matter of fact. Taco! Taco Denario! That's his last name. His Dominican aunt gave him that name, Denario. So his name is Taco Denario. Taco Denario! Treats! There we go. Look. I shake that back. Boom. Look at him. Look, he ain't fazed by that thing. I don't know where that came from. I watched dozens of these demonstrations of people, cats terrified of cucumbers. And I'm like, if they're that terrified of a cucumber, is that something you really want to put in your body at the end of the day? Come here, Taco. Look at this. Want your treats? Ain't bothered by this thing. Go eat your treats, buddy. I don't get that nonsense. That's what I bought it for. I was like, I wonder if it'll work on my cat. My cat looked at that. Please, give me a break. I'm ready to eat. That's why Taco's fearless. But I don't get that. He ain't bothered by that. I don't know where that came from. Because at the end of the day, I'm watching people like cats are jumping and running from. Like, well, there must be something in it wrong with it. They don't want to be around it at the end of the day. So I don't know. But then again, my cat's weird. My cat sleeps in like a weird way. He doesn't sleep like a human. He's stretched out. He freaking eats regular people food. Like he eats his food, but he likes his favorite foods are cupcakes. No frosting. He don't like the frosting. Regular cupcakes. He likes bread. You ever seen a cat? He likes bread. I have a sandwich. I break some bread off. He likes bread. He likes Lucky Charms. He don't like the mushrooms, but he likes the dry cereal. But I don't give him a lot of junk food. But at the end of the day, if I'm eating something, I always give him a little piece of it. Other than that, he's weird. You look at that top, he's his toy. He literally beats it and throws it around the house. But yep, I don't know what's going on with all that. All right, people, let's get set up. Kitty Bird's doing a lot of talking. Ugh. I gotta sync this up through this too. Now we're gonna I ordered a bigger piece of plexiglass because that's for 235.1. Well, I ordered a bigger piece because I want to do some gaming off of this. I'll make sure we get the rest of this stuff wired in. Okay, we need extension cord because we're out of cords here. All right, we should be hooked up. Let me see. We got all the juice on. Everything. Oh, we don't have any power for the cord. Dude, we need that. power cord running through my projector. We need that. We need that. Oh. All right, let me see. Man, I don't have enough outlets. I'm gonna have to daisy chain. All right. So I need to get another outlet strip. All right, I gave you your treats earlier, but you'll get them again. There's usually, I think it's 6 o'clock already. It's been 6 o'clock, so you can turn it 6 o'clock. Taco. Taco de stereo. At the stereo. Taco de stereo. Taco de stereo. Oh, come on. Power cord? Watch this trigger. Oh, you got one right here. No. Let me actually power cord. I did actual surgery. All right, we got a serger now. So we're just to set up. Yeah, man, good gracious. Look at the wires, man. I'm gonna have to organize, man. It gets crazy. I told you, set this equipment up. It's crazy. I'm gonna have to get something that's wired. Put all this is fun land for this joker right here. He'll come in here and put it out. I gotta clean all this up. Wonder why my electricity bill is so high. Why? So we're going to take all this over here in one section, clean this up later on. Just going to put this in a pile over here. We've got everything set up. All right, put it all in a pile. These wires and cables, just stick them over there because that's good right there. So I'm good. And I'm going to move some of this down. We're just going to throw all the cables on a pile. That's all. Because I got to disconnect all this stuff. And I'm using the wire management for what? I got to come in here and I got to. As a matter of fact, why am I running this all the way through here? I could have put this behind the back of the sofa. This is just an extra cable running through here for nothing. Let me see, where do you come in at? Somewhere. Oh, this is a cable for. Yeah, it's for that. I'll leave you there. I figure out where you're coming in at. Okay, you're coming in here. I'm going to disconnect you because I'll leave you there. You can go behind the back of the sofa. And that way I have one left cable running through here. Get this out of the way. Because we don't need all that. This is craziness. All right, so what we got coming up in the next couple of days, we have a gamer screen paint by Phantom coming up. Oh, that's going to be beautiful. I can't wait for that one. That's going to be dedicated to itself. We're going to have a blue, which is going to be part of the free color option, which we're going to do pretty soon. I just have to make sure we got less cables around here because I don't want this stuff all over the place. Let's see. Good. All right, that's here to work with now. That's good because that extra cable running across it is going to be a bit of a nightmare for me. And let me get this a little bit more cleaned up, and then we should be good. I'll fire this up a little bit. Show you what we got. Look, we have no juice. No power cords. The power cords are this. Power cords in there. Let's run into there. Should we get some kind of juice? This is not giving any juice on the power for this. Oh, it's on. It's on. Turn it off. Alright. Get you that one. To the green. To the green. Green, 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 green. There we go. Alright, that's running. Let me get the cord for my phone, just in case we burn through too much. We have no power here. All this stuff we have to run through. And I got to get this put somewhere because I don't need this in the way. We're working on the 3D mapping. And I think I just turned off one of my servers. Pretty sure I did. There we go. Anyway, that's back. So let me take all this stuff and shove it over here. Get everything hooked up. What's this going into? Okay, that's the adapter. Okay. All this cable over here. All right, good. It's not pretty, but at least it's something for right now. All right, let's get this moved in just right over here. Let's get this fired up. We need a power. All right, this is powering up. Let's get this shut down. All right, so we have right now. We're going to fire this machine over here. This is for the 3D mapping. And I need a cord for that right there. And I have no idea what we're running through for inputs. I think we have to go through, yeah, that's the 3D mapping application, right? Or for a minute. I need to go into this right here. Because we had this for the 150-inch upstairs. And then over here, the monitors are on. Monitor should be activating. If we haven't one, let me see. Where's the monitor is at? Monitor. Monitor's plugged in. Alright, that's all plugged in. We should have some power back here. There we go. Let's get that up and going. And let's go with the zone real quick. Oh, the enhancement white levels for the Phantom Invisible are crazy. I mean, absolutely crazy. Because we had to make sure that we enhance them really high due to the fact that this is light that's going to be transferring back and forth to the screen at the same time. So it has to be able to maintain its white levels. When you have black screens, one of the problems they had to generate enough white light. And depending on how much white light you have in the environment, that could basically cause the screen to have some issues to being able to pull up a bright enough image, causing the image to fade because the light has to deal with it at the same time, trying to maintain a white level. So you've got a screen that's black that has to maintain a white level, at the same time it has to be bright enough so you can see it, and the screen being physically black. That's why some screens have issues being able to produce images in fully lit environments. This is one of the problems that come up. But Phantom technology doesn't have that issue because we have a heightener technology that we can drop in there to make the screen be able to produce that high white level. We already have a 3D mapping application that was already running on mine. This is a save application. And the reason why it looks so weird because it was scanned to a surface. That's why. That's why it has a weird shape to it, because this is actually scanned to something else. Now that surface has moved away. That's why you're seeing the little weird lines and stuff in it right now. See? We have plenty of light in here. That's why when we had it downstairs, I fired it up in the max out zone. And if that thing could push light back and forth to a max out zone down there, up here is nothing. But the real test for this is going to be outside. You see how clean that is? You're not supposed to have, one of the things I see when people try to make these screens is they will mix poly and black paint together. Bad idea. Poly and black paint don't marry well, they don't. And what happens is it leaves a speckle effect across your screen. That's why when you was looking at this demonstration, she saw this real dirty image. That's the speckle effect. That's the formula not breaking down. The formula doesn't break down. Anything you transfer to the front is going to transfer to the back. It's supposed to be clean, just like a TV. They have these quick fix schemes when they make their paint, and that's the problem. And they can't do the proper testing because it's not going to hold up. And that's one of the things you have to show off, especially when you're doing advertisement for these things. You have to show that that image is going to be clean all the way across. Nice and clean. And this is going to be great. Well, I guess, Christmas is coming up. This is going to be fantastic for visual effects for Christmas, stuff like that. We're going to stream it. Well, I don't support Halloween, but if anybody was using it for special effects, it's going to work fantastic for that. Because you'll be able to cloak the screen anywhere you want. Because, you know, when you have gray and white screens doing this, if you have any kind of Christmas lights, it's going to reflect off the screen. People want to see where it's at. This allows you to be to cloak it anywhere you want. And they're not even going to see it. They're just going to see this image popping up, dancing back, and they're like, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Now, this is designed, the formula we have here is designed for any kind of transparent surface. You can even spray this on mesh. We're going to do a couple of mesh application spray-ons, stuff like that. You can do it pretty much anything that's transferring back and forth. That's what it works best with. If you want a really high-grade, high-end, real serious screen, which I'm going to do one for myself, plexiglass, and using this as front projection, the trick of it is to coat the back of it with black paint. That's all I gotta do is coat the back of it with black paint so the light can't transfer through. It's only forced to go in and back out. That's going to give you a kind of a TV reaction. We do a couple of those. That's what I'm doing upstairs for myself. Gotta find a spot for this, to tell you the truth. I wish they had an ultra short throw, like mini projector. You know how cool that would be to have a little projector about that big that would be an ultra short throw? Oh, that'd be cool. I get one of these, set it up, stick it right there, put the projector behind it. I'm good. That'd be beautiful, man. Oh, please, somebody. Sony, ViewSonic, come up with ultra short throw mini projector. Guaranteed, people would buy that like crazy. I would buy one. I would buy a couple of them from you. I could set those things all over the house, man. It'd be fantastic. Give you something like, I'll take a 120-inch screen from a couple feet away. Build one of those. That'll be, I guess, a gold mine right there. People would drop on this quick. You can use this for advertisements. Stick it in, spray this stuff on a car windshield for advertisement for your car dealership. Stick one of the little cameras in, a projectors in it. Boom! Push, show an image right off your side of your windshield. Yeah. Why they haven't invented that? I'm curious, how come they haven't invented a 235.1 motorized projection screen? Oh, have you ever seen one before? I haven't. I would love to see one. If they do have one, I would love to see where it's at. Never seen a 235.1 motorized projection screen. That would be so sick in your house. You have this jet black motorized 235.1 just drop out from the ceiling and then have the projector drop out on the other end. Tell me that would not be sick. That'd be so freaking sick. It'd be nice if they could make it acoustic. Not to make it acoustic, that would be mind-blowing because you could have all your speakers would be in the wall right here. This is where all your speakers would be at, right there. They'll all be hidden so you can't see. You walk in, you just see like a wall, so you can't even see the speakers. I like setups like that. I don't like the big bulky speakers, the Stonehenge effect. I like when you walk into a room and it's clean. You see no speakers or nothing, but you can hear the power. I would love to see it. Like someone have it set up where I should make that just for myself. I'm not gonna do it here. I'd rather do it in the other house, and I've had the money to tear out the walls and everything to do it. But anyway, I would have it set up where I have all my speakers set up here. I have my 235.1 acoustic black screen come down, boop, and the sound would just push you, bam. That'd be sick. Would that not be sick? Tell me that would be sick. People come like, wow, this is crazy. And just have the room all in white. I'm not gonna do the room in dark. Nah, why? Why'd I do that? Screens are designed to absorb light anyway. So we don't need that. Have an all-white, dedicated theater room. You're walking around like, what the freak is this? It's a dedicated theater room. It's all in white. We don't need that. Darken the room for that nonsense because the screen does it. All right. You know the whole theory of darkening the dedicated theater room for is to kill as much ambient light as possible. And absorb all that ambient light in the environment. But the screen is designed to absorb the light downstairs in the basement. You can have your dedicated room any color you want at the end of the day. That's what the whole theory of that was for. That's why a lot of people, when you see their setups for their screens and stuff, they'll have red walls, dark walls in there to actually absorb the lights. But our screens do it either way. All right, we got that set up for the 3D mapper, so that's kicking in joy, joy, joy. Let's get over here and get this fire stick fired up. And I might have to do a rescan on the screen. I have to do a rescan on it real quick. So let me get my slow monitor over here to fire up. So what you do when you buy a cheap monitor off Oh, my freaking, they're not even hooked up. Forgot to hook up my freaking, adapters and stuff. All my cords and stuff are not running. All right, we good here. We got some power here. Okay, let's put this code in real quick for me to play. Here. And we got, I need a better keyboard. This keyboard is not light up the way I want to. I'm going to buy cheap gaming keyboards. Hello, we're on. We're on. We are on. It's on. It is on. All right, we got that set up. We got to do some gaming off of this. I know it's going to be like we're going to bring a 235.1 projector in here for gaming. No. I'll just order the plexiglass and just get that instead. All right, so let's go over here. We're going on to Lightform right now. So we're going to the software section right now on here to get what we need to get the party started, because I got to rescan my screen. I'm still looking into that software. They got some software on here. I'm still looking into it that allow you to be able to scan an entire movie file into a curved screen. That would be sick, because that'll give me a chance to test curved screens. I want to start building curved screens again. I'm going to be down here all day today. So what we're waiting for right now, we're waiting for supplies. We're out of supplies. We got stuff dropping in now and stuff dropping next week. So tracking numbers are going to be going out this week and next week. But we will have you all taken care of as we always do. All right, we're going to skip this right here. We're going to go into new products here. We're linked already, so we're online. We're going to connect to the server. There I am right there. Make sure my link is in there. There we go. Boom! We have now connected to the server. And now we just wait for the camera. Hopefully the camera pops up, because I've had some issues. Not this nonsense again. Camera issues. All right, let's go fix it. Watch something on there for the time being and figure out exactly. We had issues like this with the camera the last time. It wasn't reading correctly. It was having some issues. And I'm praying that my cat didn't jack up my camera, because Taku, one of his running rampages, decides to run past my section where my stuff is set up and knock the camera clean on the floor. Boom! I'm like, oh shoot. I hope he didn't wreck this thing, please. Let's see what's going on here with this. Let's see. It doesn't see, it's not reading the camera. So before you guys go through all that nightmare, because this is going to be my personal nightmare right here, I can have the projector on. It'll switch on. I'll see it from here, even if I'm running the Fire Stick. Taco, cameras are a lot of money to replace. So hopefully you didn't jack it up. Hopefully this is just a technical difficulty. I'm just getting on my screen right now. So you didn't jack my camera up. We need to do a scan. So right now, while I fix this mess, I'm going to show something off of here for right now, because I'm pretty sure it's probably technical difficulties. That's pretty much, I'm praying that's what it is. Okay, let me see. If not, I gotta go order me another camera. These cameras are like $800. And Amazon costs you money. All right, I need to go into inputs. I need to bring up the Fire Stick. Where's the Fire Stick coming in at? There we go. There's the Fire Stick. Fire Stick.
The Arabian Desert.
Research. Oh, is that for cats? Oh, the King of the Desert. Oh, you ever watch that? We got these cats that actually live out in the desert. These things are freaking cool looking. Can't have them for pets. They will kill you. But they're cool. Ooh, burning fireplace. We're going to do this in the wintertime. So I'm going to do a jet black. I might do a cube. I'm thinking about doing a cube. We're going to coat a cube. I'm going to stick it out in the middle, all the snow. I'm going to have projectors inside of it. It is going to be cool looking. It'll be so cool. Let's go with, let's see.
Experience the Lent Excellence by the Lent Master Chocolatier.
Ferrero Golden Gallery signature. This holiday season.
Let's go over to. There we go. I'm going to go to the back of this because I want to really see what we're picking up from the back. That's 5,000 lumens coming at you right now. Just want to make sure we have this. There we go. It's a little better. Okay. 4K out of space screensaver. And you might want to
Getting up on YouTube.
a little bit on that. So then, are you guys over here? I'm gonna have to go in and see exactly how we gotta fix the camera. The camera's having issues. Good. I'll give you guys something to watch while I go over here and fix this mess. So it's gonna take me a bit. I'm going to run some firm updates on them. So what I'm doing is I'm dropping my brightness down to 4, because I'm going to see where we go if we're on low settings on this. We really need to have all that power. So we need to bring it down to 0. We're at now 2 clicks, because it's all over there. My 2020 is good, but not that freaking good. All right, that's perfect. So what we're doing, we're taking the projector, we're dropping the settings, the bright settings down to 0, and we're going to put it in eco mode, because we need to see how this thing is going to function. We have an eco mode and a fully lit environment. Let's see somebody on lights and stuff like that. And I'm going to be picking up, when we bring out the gamer addition to this product, we're going to bring it 100. I'm trying to measure my doorway. Unless I buy 2 of these screens, I make 150 inch for outside and one for inside, because we're going to be the gamer paint outside too for gaming. But the biggest we're going to have in it in the 48 ounce containers. That will do up to about 150 inch screens. You're going to paint a 150 inch screen, display that first. I do want one downstairs in the basement. I do want another one outside. And I want to get a short throw lens for my Chrissy LWU 505. So I have to see how much that's going to cost me for. I know it's going to cost me $1,000 or more, but it's pretty much going to cost me that much to get that lens. But I need it for work. Alright, so let me fix this mess over here so we can get this going, because I need my 3D mapping to work today for work. Hopefully we can get this running. Hopefully our camera's going to read. We need to skip this. Back in here. This device. Working! Man, I was freaking out over here, man, because those cameras are not freaking cheap. You got to understand, man, when it gets down to around, my expenses here are freaking insane. I have people understand that. Thank God that my electric bill is not as bad as it could be, but man, and I have to drop another $800 for a new camera. I want to be doing that nonsense right now. So we got it running. Camera's operational. Right there. This time we got it taped down, so that way Taco goes one of his. Well, I shouldn't have any problems with him. Once I basically scolded him the first time for doing something, he doesn't do it the second time around, so he'll stay clear of it. He's a good cat. It's just mischief. Aren't they all mischief? They're all mischief. All right, so that's all running. That's good. Let's go run the scan real quick so I can get my screen scanned. Let me see. 4K tropical fish.
Getting that from YouTube.
I like how she automatically just picks what I want. Like, literally, I just said 4K tropical fish. I'm going to select the fish that I want. Let me see. We dropped the lowest settings. We got everything in 0. That's how it's adjusted in the back, and we put it in eco mode. That's why if you listen, you don't hear anything from my projector because it's in eco mode. All my projectors sit in eco mode. How much lamps are not? Lamps are not expensive, but if I had a barcode, I'd have that thing in eco mode 24/7. Those lamps are freaking crazy expensive. $1,500 for a lamp. That's freaking madness. I could buy a new projector for that money. All right, so let's go in real quick and let's bring up. We have to bring up the application. Pause that for a minute. With the mapping equipment. Maybe there somewhere. Come on. What are those hard drives in there? Come on. HDMI detecting. Nope. Come on. I know you're in there. Where you at? Alright. I can't see it from here because, like I said, I don't have 2020 to pick it up. Let's see what's going on here. We should have a camera. There we go. I knew he was in there somewhere. Alright, so let's go over here and let's bring you up for the scan. Let's see. Let's scan properly. Alright. Let's see if everything was right. We should be good. Are we on a tilt here? Like I'm literally seeing my camera here on a tilt. I don't know why. It looks like it's on a tilt. I guess it's good. Alright, just want to scan through. Worst thing about running a scan, when you have a cat walk past while you're doing a scan. Like praying that he's somewhere out sleeping in the house somewhere, because once they run through, they'll come up on it. It doesn't, I don't know, it really takes you for them to day. As long as he's not in front of the screen, he's not going to damage the scan. Does some weird stuff there. It's Taco. But as you can see, he's usually in front of the camera. He's probably occupied. We're doing something right now. He still has those heat-censored activated mice. He's still trying to track them to the house, which is funny. He found one the other day. It freaked him out. What the frick is that? Mr. Activated mouse. Do battle. My bottle of water. Yeah. All right. So right here, this is what it looks like on my end. This is what my picked up with the camera. That's the scan right there. That's the light that's actually nailing the screen. It's not much light, so scanners will pick up light. That's why I said in order, when we do these screens, when we do these scans off of our dark screens upstairs, in order for the screen came up too dark, the scanner can't pick it up. And that's why I said we find it bogus when companies do these scanner displays off of screen paints, what they use it for. It'd be virtually impossible. If the screen came up too dark, the scanner wouldn't be able to pick it up. The scanner reads. That's the speed of scan. The screen has to be bright enough for it to scan. And look how much light pushed off that screen. So let me see. We want to come here and paint this bad boy. Let me set this with the Let's see if I can grab a brush. Can we just hit the whole thing? Just use a magic wand and just use the whole thing. Can I fill the whole thing with the magic wand? Could I? You're gonna make me work for it. Well, we got some outside. I don't want to do the outside of this. I want to keep this clean. Let's see if I can, but I can't use the magic wand for that one right there. That'll take out too much. If I use the brush for that, I can trim that up a little better and then get a bigger size brush for that. Yeah, 40 is big enough, right? Nope, a little bit more than that. All right, so we need to trim this down here. Oh, you're painting, man, you're painting. Trim it down there. Oh no, you are. That's the actual screen. All right, cool. All right. Let me go back in, take this in and put the magic. This one is the magic. Here we go. So what is this right here? We only scanned that one spot in there. Is that part of it? It could be part of it. Let me see. Just to be sure. No, that's definitely not part of it. I think we scanned the outside too, on top of that. All right, let's take this off. All right, that's good. Let's see how much of that is right there. Yeah, that's part of it right there. All right, we'll find out in a few minutes. Let me see. Let's go in and grab this and this. Right there and there. And let's see what we get. We're going to create a surface. Alright, we're putting done for this one. I need to get in the background for that one. Let me see. Let's do a 3D effect. Curiosity search. A 3D effect. This is my personal favorite. There's an insert. Alright, there's an insert right there. Let's get a publish on that one. So that was the whole section right there. Okay, good. At least I know that. So I was wondering, I was looking at it, it looks kind of like I scanned it a little bit, but I didn't off scan it. Came down perfect on it. This is the part I thought was part of the wall, and it wasn't part of the wall. That's actually physically the screen. So I could have just painted this whole section right here out. It would have been good. But I'm like, did I off scan? I'm thinking, like, did I scan from here to here? Sometimes you can off scan, like the scanner can go off a little bit if I overlapped it, but I didn't. So I'm gonna have to go back in and rescan that whole section right there because that was literally part of the screen. Let's go to the opposite side of this. Not sure about this, me bumping my stamp my leg. Yeah, that's nice. All right, that's good. And this is what I want to do next. $5,000 is giving me what I want. I want to see if we can bring this down a little bit lower. Not into the whole overkill. So we're at 5,000 lumens. We're going to drop it down to 4. To see if we can still maintain the same thing, the same quality at 4. So let me go grab me another projector. I think I got, where's the other? That's downstairs in the basement. That's it. We're gonna have to stack this, which means we're gonna need a much sturdier stand for that. It's not gonna take both at the same time. All right. No, we're not gonna stack them. We're not gonna stack them. What's the point? I'll just remove this. Just want to put this down here. Disconnect this from there. Here, let's disconnect that one. Take this all in one hit. I gotta turn the heat down. When you run these projectors, man, it gets hot. That's another reason why my gas bill isn't as high as it is, because I'm running projectors through the whole house. Whew, projectors heat up your house quick. So I don't have to have the heat on that high. Right now I'm already about to sweat out because I'm standing behind this thing right now, and I got the other one, other Chrissy right there running right now for the PS4. So that's running a lot of heat. Come on now, get out of there. I hate when you put these screws in for the VGAs. I just want to be married in there. Like, no, I'm not leaving. I love this one. All right, it's the 5,000 lumen. Put you right there. Let's go to the 4,000. I got both of these projectors for $270 each. That's what I paid for them. And people think, oh, to get a 5,000 projector, it's going to cost me. No, you don't. It's going to cost you a lot of money. You get a brand new one, venue projector, yeah. That's going to cost you a ton of money. Other than that, they're all over the internet. I want to get a Panasonic. I haven't had I have a really good Panasonic. I got one for a customer. Oh, I wish I would have bought it for myself. But it was his. I found it for him. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a 7,000 lumen Panasonic projector. That's what it was running for. It was he got it for like $375. Had lens shift, everything on it. It's beautiful. Finding remote controls for those are pretty easy. I wonder if somebody grabbed that Sony projector that had the whatchamacallit on it, the remote control with it. If you didn't jump on that, boy, you missed out. All right, let me see. I need to go in here for a minute. All right, we need our camera back up here, and we need this equipment. Probably don't have a lock unit for any of these up here. All right. So we're sitting up again. Putting the equipment back up. And should be good with some juice. Ready to go again. So I have to do my swap outs. We got to do another swap out because we're going over from here to ultra short throw next, because I have to see how it's going to look on the floor when they're doing floor projection. All that stuff has to be done. Okay, let me see. I need you for HDMI. There. All right. While we're waiting for me to set Mr. Bird to set all that up. Sorry about my stand. When I'm moving my camera around, I don't mean to shift it back and forth. It actually connects. I don't know why. For some reason, it basically drags all my legs sometimes, and then over here I have it. The wires and stuff sometimes get entangled with it. I don't know why. Here. And I need you to be triggered on. So get you set up. I wonder if I have it marked in here. Probably don't even marked in here. Let's see. Here's the site. You guys that are interested in basic screen paint products, you can get it for free on our Digital One Crystal Screen Paint website. It's funny how it's interesting. I have a few individuals that are trying to make comments on the Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. Let it be known that product was out before you even thought of. So I love how you have some people that are going back trying to research the company and trying to say, well, it's this and that and the other. Again, that product was out before you were ever heard of. So I don't know how you're going to make comments on something that you weren't even around when it came out. Isn't that interesting? Hey, want to see something real cool? What is the difference between the white levels on our technology versus everyday black surface? I told you all our screen paints had this reaction. So see that black surface right at the bottom? That's mesh material. See the white levels on that compared to the white levels on the black technology? See? That's what I tell you guys. Can't do this on everyday surface. It's not going to pick up. Your image is going to come out dirty compared to this nice bright white. That's why you can't match your technology to any kind of black surface. It doesn't work. But yeah. But I love that. I had somebody made some comment like, yeah, how do you know that product was out before you was ever even heard of? Before your YouTube channel ever existed, that product existed. So please move on. Move on with it. We already did the test. If the product, as I said before, at the end of the day, if he felt that his product was different, then just do the review. That's all. Make the products online for free so everybody can see it. We're not for free. He'll have to show our products. You have to make those online and match it against the product if it doesn't match up. That's all. Okay, let me go in here. Let's bring our zoom in. Right there. We're good on that. Let's go here and shift up. And what are we coming in at? It can't be at 1610. We're way from 1610. That's my zoom in. Oh, this thing did have a short, kind of a bit of a short little lens attached to it. All right, where's my my settings for? Oh, they're normal. Why are they normal? 4.3 needs 16.9. All right, and put this up a little bit so it's a little better. That's that ratio. 16.9. There. And let me see. That's the beta tester who tested out the product like 7 or 8 years ago. That's his demonstration right there. That's the digital crystal screen thing. I see rules have changed because if someone that played that whole entire clip of that game, then it got hit. It's a fine. And like I said, as all other great screen paint products, you got to be in the dark to see the contrast levels, which they're displaying right there. That guy's doing it on a 300 lumen projector on a screen paint. It's working. I believe you can see. Let me see right here. I'm going to overlap a little bit. Let me see. I'm going to overlap on this a little bit. Like I said, it's digital and crystal screen paint. It does the exact same thing this product does. Same thing. Except for that product is 7 years old. And that's a beta tester doing it. That's a beta tester demonstration right there on the product. We put them on there for you to watch. If you remember a fellow called Zone 708, yeah, he was one of our beta testers. So it was Tim Moncrief was one of our beta testers. One by the name Superman. That was 7 years back. We had another guy too who was over who was stationed in Japan for the military. So let's see what we get now. Come in here. And we're going to 2. Let me see. crystal screen paint, and today we're going to do a demonstration on pretty much anything that you can paint on, or we can use our HD screen paint to cover pretty much everything. So I explained in one of my video demonstrations. I had a friend of mine who had a light socket, or pretty much a light switch that was in the way of the screen. And instead of him moving the light switch, he decided to paint over it, and you couldn't even see it. So right here I have this glue. This is a label for tape, for masking tape or packing tape, and a couple of post office shipping boxes that are glued.
Sometimes it's just like I have 20 walls, and you're not going to sit there with a stick and roll the whole wall up to one little bend in the wall. So the Benjamin Moore Ultra Step 500, you save money and time. The fact that you don't have to recut the entire wall.
Okay, good. The priming, we're just going to take the paint Ultra Silver 3.4. We're going to take the paint, we're going to apply it on here, and you're not going to see it. See the color of the paint? It's not black, is it? It's pretty much foolproof. So for all you naysayers out there that want to talk about additional crystal screen paint from this era, go look at the timestamp on it. That product was out before your YouTube channel ever existed. Before you even knew who I was, that product was there. So how are you going to basically talk about something that you weren't even there to begin with to see it happen? Yeah, go on with that nonsense. I saw they was cracking up. I was like, man, they tried. Y'all tried so much. No, that product matches Crow's product with no problem. That's a 7-year-old product. You see that demonstration right there? That demonstration, I painted over. I put all this crap across the screen. We had all wrote on the screen. This is where we did goose screen technology at the time. The surface had to be perfectly flat. You couldn't have any imperfections, nothing on the surface. So I wrote over the surface, cardboard, put a couple of metal caps on it, stuff like that, plastic caps, stuff like that. Marked up the screen to show you that all of it blends in. This is way before Crow ever came up with the idea, way before Partey. Putting bar lights on the screens, we started that. I can show you demonstrations. We started putting 1,000-watt bar lights on the screens 7 years ago. They've been watching our demonstrations and copying our work. That's what they've been doing. There's no problem. At the end of the day, like I said, our product matches this product, and the reason why, because this product is 7 years old. He's been going back and just watching other people's stuff, taking their ideas, try to reinvent them, but at the end of the day, it's all the same thing. It reacts the same way. Anybody else would advise you to do this because you mess your screen up, right? We had tons of demonstrations like this. Now, this was effective back then, like I said, because of glue screen. Glue screens methods, when you were using their screens, you couldn't have a surface that looked like that. It had to be perfectly flat. Couldn't have any imperfections and all that nonsense. That's why on AVS forums you had tons and tons of demonstrations of people showing off hours and hours of sanding on screens. So now, it's not a big thing because at the end of the day, the way screen paints are developed today now, they can go over any surface. You don't have those glue screen standards now that you have to go through. Because even their products now are made a little better. They don't have all those restrict guidelines. That's the cardboard box right there that was coated. Now, of course, you're going to see glare come off of it because the paint's wet. And as you can see, everything blended in. It's the cap part right there, everything blended in. So, like I said, that was considered to be a big thing back then. But you can paint on the side of a box and show demonstrations like that. Now, it's easy. You can paint over anything you want with the technology you have now. Even paints they have on the market. Even the not the YouTubers, but the everyday eBay people who make paint. You can do it. But back then it was unheard of because everybody was going through glue screen standard. And the glue screen standard, you had to be able to paint it directly to a wall. The wall had to be perfect flat. It had to be smoothed down like glass. You had to go through all that. So I decided to overlap the screen. I want to see how the projector is going to react. So we got all the settings down to factory settings, and we have it sitting in eco mode. So that way it shows to basically people that are doing business with us. You don't have to go overkill on the projector. You put on eco mode, save money on your lamps, and it's still going to function. As I said, when it comes to black screens, the hardest thing for black screens is to pull the white levels. And if the screen comes up too dark, it's going to have to deal with the fact that it can't pull the white levels at the same time. It can't maintain a brightness. That's why they prefer to use black screens in the dark. Less ambient light to make contact with the screen, and it's going to give it the better chance of basically producing a much better white level. Or they're trying to make a black screen passable, a dark gray screen passable for a black screen. That's one of the other tricks they do to try to so that they can produce those white levels. LG beta fish.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now it's going to be on reverse on the opposite side because you have to go to your projector and change those settings. When you spray the screen, you can spray both sides if you want, but we only suggest you spray one side, that's it. But if you're doing it for rear, you just flip the screen around the side, that's all. So if that side is painted black, we'll push you on the opposite side, that's all. Side. I got somebody that once got mad at me. It's had some interesting conversations, but I got somebody got mad at me because they thought, and I explained to them, you're doing rear projection, right? If you show an image on this side, right, it's going to look normal. When you show on the opposite side, it's going to be in reverse, like the whole mirror effect, right? So for some reason, I don't know why he got it in his head, that the screen paint can show this the same side on this side, on the other side correctly, on both sides. Now that's virtually impossible. That's why you have those settings in your projector to verse it over to front, I think it's rear or something like that. That's how it is. But he thought for some reason if you hit it here, it's going to look the same here as it does on the back. I'm like, where are you getting your information from? No, it doesn't work. That's why they had the settings in the projector to convert that over to front and rear. An argument with me over that. Like, no, that's impossible. That's physically impossible. Where do these ideas from at the end of the day, people? If I'm learning from that little experience, that's something I have to add into the description. Apparently. I'll tell you one thing, I'm excited about that gamer paint. That gamer paint is going to be amazing. I'm ordering a 150-inch screen for that bad boy, 135, which one I can get first. And I'm going to get an ultra short throw lens for one of my Christies up here. That's how black that's going to be. It's super black. OLED contrast demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
That's why I love doing the invisible black technology. Oh man, it's gorgeous. Now, if you're doing this for rear projection, see the part right here that's coated? You're going to have this reversed around the other side. So you're pushing through the formula. So we're going to have to do one video for front projection, strictly, and another one for rear projection, strictly. We'll do both of those. Because if not, I got to keep doing this. That right there, you don't be getting hit with that. Now, as I said before, this is a multi-coat application. It takes up to 5 to make it super dark. I've got mine up to 3. Over here, no closer. There we go. We're going to do another application with 5, max out at 5. We'll do an application at 1. We'll do an application at 2. Now the paint spray I use for this, basic Wagner 250. This is the best sprayers I like to use, even for like large applications. It's very easy for the customer. Mine, this has to be sprayed on. You are not rolling this on at the end of the day. You'll mess the screen up. Has to be sprayed on. All right, let me see. Let me just show the strength contrast. I was wanting to see that one OLED demonstration on here.
Don't worry, our show's gonna start soon. I promised I wouldn't miss the show, and Mommy always keeps her promises. Seriously?
What the? I don't suppose you can see anything. Watch the full story at xfinity.com/sing2.
And you have to have a clean image. Look how clean that image is. I forgot I can't rotate the camera. I want to show you the angle gain on that. Not the room in a section. Let's show you from here. There we go. That's how clean the image is on that sucker. Look at this. So we got next one here. Do one more because I'm over up past my time. Way past my time. Panasonic 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Panasonic 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Check out what I want to do. Why is it ones that I always want to do are not here? The ones I want to do are here. QLED 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Oh, definitely do this one. You do know this is a test product, right? It's not done. This is a 2% product done. That's it. Not done yet. There are 2 other applications we haven't had a chance to add into it yet. The screen is literally so bright that I had to go in and I had to change my projector. This is a 4,000 projector. I had to drop the 4,000 projector all the way down to 0 settings. And it's in eco mode. You hear my projector? Only thing you hear is my fountain in the background. That's it. And the light is still generating a ton of, the screen is automatically generating a ton of light. So if it's producing an image like this, we're going to have no problem with this thing firing up outside because it's going to be to generate enough light. And this thing's sitting in eco mode right now. This is only probably about 2-3% done. Not even done yet. Still has a lot of testing to go through. See that other demonstration. I know why we can't get that one. We always get that demonstration that pops up. That's the one I want. Let's try this again. QLED 4K OLED demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Nah, they ain't gonna let us get it. I don't know why. It's weird. Let's just do the Sony pinball machine. I'm happy with that. Then watch later on later pop like, oh, there it was the entire time.
Make more holiday
All right,
clothes.
we're gonna-
Samsung Smart Dial washer that learns and recommends your favorite cycles. Wash and dry.
We gotta do 2 more of these, and we're gonna have to do these in a little darker, because we have the different shades and show the difference between each one. And that's what we're gonna be doing next. I'm gonna drop my projector again to 38. Now we're gonna be at 3,800 lumens. We went from 1080p to 720p. Went from 5,000 lumens, now we're at 4,000 lumens. From 4,000 lumens, we're going to drop down to, this is a WXDA projector. We're going to be dropping down to 600 by 800 720p at 3,800 lumens. Let me see how it's going to react. All right, we don't have anywhere right here, right there in front of me. I need to go in. Need to hit that again. So we're going to do another. This usually the screens we do for front and rear take a little longer because, mind you, we're working with a screen that does 2 different screens at the same time. So I want to do one demonstration with the front and one demonstration with the rear. If not, that means I have to play each video back to back to back. And I'm not going, I can't transfer through here because this is blocked off. So let's go all the way around the other end of the kitchen. Okay, awesome. That runs nicely. I want to do, next we got to swap out the projectors again. Panasonic 4K demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Any other time this video pops up with no problem whatsoever. Today I just cannot seem to get it to come up. I want the one where they had the candles and all that stuff. I think that would be a nice one here, but can't find it. This is usually where I show up like a lot of black contrast demonstrations when I'm using these screens right here, because it's like just like TVs. No, let's put this one here. The screen couldn't maintain its white levels, you wouldn't be to see any of that at all. Period. None of that would come up. That's what a lot of people don't understand. When you're dealing with, that's why when you do demonstrations, we do them on these black screens. Like I said, you have to do that black paint demonstration. A lot of people don't like hearing that, but it's got to be done. It's your money at the end of the day. Or you can get upset about something you're paying money on. You need to see that. Black paint demonstrations have to be done. Your money at the end of the day. You buy a car that basically wasn't inspected. That's what you buy. You get there on the highway, your brakes don't work, windows don't roll down correctly, heat don't work. No, you do your research. You go in there and you find exactly how many people drove the car, last time it was inspected, if it's been in any accident, stuff like that. You research. There's a lot of money to put that on a vehicle. Well, the same thing goes with screen paint. day, you need to make sure you are getting what you are getting. That's why the longer it takes for them to do those test demonstrations, the longer it shows you that at the end of the day, they can't back their products. Meanwhile, we've done those tests already. We're done. We've done those tests, did those demonstrations, posted them. We moved on. Now we're working on invisible technology, gamer technology, blue technology for it. And they're still back there doing their thumbs trying to figure out, how am I going to cut corners to get around this one? You can't. There is no cutting corners to get around this one. You have to do it. Until then, that digital crystal screen paint is going to stay there. And since they don't want to do the test themselves, well, we'll just take the money out, we'll buy your product, we'll bring it down here, and we'll do the test ourselves. Gave you the opportunity, you don't want to take it. And look at the shenanigans. Mind you, this is an email that we got from Crow telling us that stop all the nonsense. You can buy directly from him. From watching the constant cancel orders from him, we still got to go through somebody to get the paint. So we can make sure we get it here. So we got to do the very thing that he was telling us we didn't have to do if he's a professional in his product. See the irony and how funny that is? Shopping carts, he's so sold out. I wonder how long them shopping carts are going to stay shut. I bet you by the time we get the blue, the gamer, and the invisible on the website, this stuff will still be locked. Heck, you can get all 4 of the digital crystal screen paints for free. Let's go take a look while we're doing this over here. See if this shopping cart is still locked. Or they're not locked, but he's out of order, out of stock. Can't be out of stock out of something you buy at Home Depot. Right there. Every last one of them are free. Now, like I said, that's your thing. If that's what, if you're good with this, at the end of the day, mine. This can't be used with the lights on and none of that stuff. You know what I mean? Doesn't have ambient light rejection technology. Doesn't have color coding. Doesn't have any of the things the technology has over here. But if you're good with that, because it's going to do the same thing his product does anyway. If you're good with that, then you might just make it for free at the end of the day. That's what you're good with. You're going to, instead of paying $85 for something at the end of the day, can't back up whether or not black or white paint because you can't seem to do it. Simple demonstration. Take the product, take the ingredients, make them on live, every last one of them, put them against your product, show the demonstration. That's all you got to do. We can do that with our black paints, gunmetals, and everything else on the face of the planet. I don't see why you can't do it with this. And at the end of the day, this is black and white paint. That's what it was. That's everything was made back then. All right, let's come out of here real quick. See what we got available. See if he is selling paint right now so we can make some orders. Music is good, ain't it? Here we go. I'm gonna keep checking your website, buddy. I got the money set up. I'm gonna buy this paint. I'm gonna get it over here. So we start going through it. Let's see what we got going on here.
with ring alarm when there was a car.
I can see you, and I can see you on your web page because your web page changes. We do a live stream on your page. We can show your page is changing every time we come on. You change your page. So these need to be, since you've been on your page and you've been updated, and I can see your products should be available to buy.
These days, it can be easy.
Let me see. Do yourself codings. Let's see what you got.
But taking prescriptions shouldn't be one of them. CVS Simple Dose.
So he's been on his page. I can tell his page has changed because before it used to have a little red strip right here, right in here, and you would hit the icons and it would bring up the menu right here. Now he's got the menu at the bottom, right across here. So that shows you have been updating the page. So since you have it on the page, you need to open up these shopping carts so we can get your product over here. I don't know what you're afraid of. Every last one of them. Sold out. You only got one that's not sold out. We don't want that. We want that black one. You got the black one, ultra black, and there's another one you want. The one you did in the demonstration. There's only 3 I want. The rest of these are not worth my time. Stream's over there jamming. Well, we can wait. We got time. I can wait a couple more months. Let's see if this peaks over into 2022. Sooner or later, you're going to have to face that phantom technology. Because they're running scared. I'm going to tell you right now. We've been checking this page every single day. And this page has always been, he ain't got nothing on there right now. All his screens, he got them sold out. He doesn't want to go against this technology. I love it how people do this. But then the minute we pop onto your freaking site to buy your product and bring it over here, they're the first ones to start running. Got one that's the cancel king, canceled all his orders because he's terrified. He don't want to, he gave us the email telling us we could buy and then cancels the orders because he gets scared. Then we got this guy over here, talks a lot of trash. We go to buy his products and bring them over here. What happened? His shopping carts are out. Everything's sold out on the shopping carts. Can't buy nothing from him. She talk all this stuff about how you can make black technology, and we're offering to buy your technology to bring it down here. But that shopping cart is sold out for some reason. Okay. See if we can track down some customers we got. See how it reacts in their environment. We'll compare that to the ones we have over here. And we're going to get our way or another. These are the same people who talk nonsense about it, but when it comes time for us to get this stuff, they don't want to touch it. And I'm going to tell you something personally. Pro 1176, if you ever get your hands on a real Phantom, oh, I would love to see that demonstration because that screen will destroy everything you have in there with no problem. Mind you, that's the technology that won against over 18 certifies at 10% done. This thing is a monster. That thing was developed strictly for screen innovation to go side by side to the technology. And you think your screen paints that can't even match a digital one that matches the digital one crystal screen paint from 7 years back, it's going to be to compete with that monster? No. Not going to happen. Oh, look at this right here. That's what I'm saying. They come up with ultra short throw, little projector. I'm going to put one of these up on my wall. Oh, and please, if y'all develop that, if y'all make it in a 235.1 setting, make it like 16:9, 16:10. You know, ViewSonic, if you come up with the idea, put that 235.1, because this would look sick in my lounge. If I had to strip this in 235.1, maybe like an 113, 115 inch with that black city skyline shooting across it, oh, that'd be gorgeous. What I would do is, if they make one, and they make one that's lamp free, a lamp free, if you make it lamp free, would be even better. You make it lamp free, I can cut a hole out in the wall, push that projector in, set this up so it pushes the back of the wall so I'm gonna have it in the front, especially with it being an ultra short throw. That would be sick. And just have this on display. People walk in, I can have moving live art through the whole entire house. that little tiny projector. Never have to worry about the lamps burning out because it'll be lamp free. And it'll be ultra short though, that small. Is that possible? Ultra short though projectors are kind of big. Surprising. I mean, the smallest I've seen was the Philips. That's the smallest one I've seen. That was 900. See, that right there, that's a $60 ultra short though. They're not $60, that's a $130 ultra short though projector. But see how big it is? It'd be nice if they had a small little one. Oh, that'd be nice. Much better it looks because when you're pushing through the projector, right, if you're using this for rear projection, you want to make sure the paint that you painted is going to be on this side out. When you reverse it around, it's actually pushing through the paint, but it's showing the side that's not painted. So you want to make sure this is the paint side you're using. Have it facing this way if you're doing it for rear. If you're doing it for front, switch it around. Now, I'm going to do one where I'm going to coat both sides so you can see if there's a different reaction. We're going to cook one side, do another side. Second here. Where's my remote control? That fast. Panasonic 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's see. I keep butchering it. What is the freak is? I gotta look that up because this pops up every time I request for this. OLED contrast demonstrations 4K.
Getting that from YouTube.
There we go. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for this video right here, and it finally popped up. The whole setup on the screen. There we go. Oh yeah, this is gonna be nice. All right, I'm gonna get out of here right now. We're gonna do some more applications, some other things we're gonna be working on with it too. Man, that came out nice. Whew, at 5%, for about three, I say 3 to 4, 5% maybe. Yeah. Other than that, it came out quite nice. So we just got a few things I want to change on it. Other than that, I'm good. With that being said, that's basically about it. I still have to do several demonstrations on this. So this is why this is all set up down here. We had to do a floor 3D mapping display, which I'm going to have to do today. We're going to be doing some other mapping displays off it also too. And then if the weather is good and hopefully we get a nice day outside, we'll be outside with it today too, because I'm going to see how it's going to react outside also too for window applications and so forth. Okay, with that being said, thank you for your time. This video right here we did was just basically just me setting up the equipment, getting things ready, talking about a little bit here and there. Next couple of demonstrations, we're going to keep it strictly business. All right, got to go. God bless.